So this is our well. It's needs some more insulation. Looks like they just used some leftover fiberglass insulation and wrapped that with trash bags and duct tape to maybe try to keep the water out, I'm guessing. But it needs a little bit of love. The PVC pipe they use for the conduit has probably been hit with a lawnmower or something. Same thing's possible with this. Maybe they've patched it where they've hit it or something. You can actually see the tank on the bladder right there. So the insulation's not even on that anymore. I've gone all around the house and put these little insulate bags, but I'm gonna build a structure for it that's temporary, but we'll keep it out of the weather and it'll be insulated. This is where I've been shopping for my lumber. Some of it's treated, some of it's trash. You can see where I threw some of this back, but kind of digging through it, looking for some decent stuff that I can use. When we tore out the subfloors, I kept up with a lot of the plywood and the OSB scraps, but I think I have enough to piecemeal something together here. So that's my plan, is to use what I got right here and out there, and probably that 2x4, and just get this thing covered up. And then later on down the road, we are definitely gonna do some hardy board and try to make it look more like the house. Mallory stopped me halfway through my design process the other day and pointed out that behind this barn over here, we've got like a pile of tin. There's probably 5 or 10 pieces back there. So she said, why don't you just use that tin instead of doing the shingles? So I think that's what we're gonna do on it. But again, I'm gonna put it on time lapse over there at the well and see where I get. You can see the shape of it. That's kind of what I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna hammer those stakes in as straight as I can and as square as I can. I can't find any of my string line or anything to make like a little stake with, so I think I can make it straight. Don't have a sledgehammer, so I'm gonna use my wedge and I'm gonna try to level them. See how it goes. Been raining the last couple of days, so I haven't had a chance to finish the well pump house. So today I'm gonna try to finish that up or get a little more done on it at least. We got some family in, so we're gonna do some Thanksgiving at lunch today. It's starting to get cold, so this is even more urgent than it was. The other day my plan was to take those stakes I had driven into the ground and like drive them in all 4 corners, and my supervisor came out here and she pointed out to me that there's a conduit running under the ground from there to the pump, so probably wasn't the best idea, and pipes and everything else anyways. So I ended up doing the 2 over there on on that end, and just to more or less get it square, and then from there the pallets are just sitting on the ground. Don't know if I'll fasten it any better or something later, but this is definitely not the proper way to build anything. It's just using up what we got laying around. My plan is to scab these 2x4s in here, and then I'm going to cut this down on an angle till it meets that, and then I'll just have like a pitched roof or a sloped roof, whatever. It won't have a like peak in it. It'll just run downhill. Yeah, I think that's it. I found this drill on the side of the road the other day. It's all beat up, but 12 amp hour battery. You saw how much I just did on the time lapse. Still has 3 bars left. It's amazing. It's a weird impact. Watch how it drills in these 3-inch screws. I don't know if it's because of the fuel, but it's like way quieter than my other one. thought I would explain what I'm doing here. So I started off with what's supposed to be a drip edge, but I was trying to cover up where the plywood edge was that you could see. So it's supposed to be like this, and then the rain would run off the edge there. So, but I put it upside down, more like that, just so it would come down further. It was only like $4, cheaper than actually buying the right flashing, but that was more or less just to make it look better. So I started with that at the top, at the bottom, and then worked my way to the top so that water wouldn't run into it if I could help it. And then I started on the front with the tin, started coming around, and I've got my shadow lines backwards on this side since it's like facing the other way. Really won't ever see those like this from the roads, just because of the way the well is facing. Once I get to the other side, I'm gonna try to flip it and have the lines on this side so you don't see them when you pull up. So that means I'm gonna have to maybe start on this side and work my way back. I haven't really decided how I'm gonna do that yet. Had to make a door for some of our next projects, and just never know when you need to turn your water off. So now I can access some of it. It's really tight, and I hope I never need to get any further than right there. But it turned out pretty good. Still have this latch I'm gonna put on probably the outside of the tin. I don't know how I'll face it, but it's coming together. I'm gonna eat a little lunch and then get back to it. I need to go grab some more tin out of the woods. What you got, buddy? What's in your mouth? You look like a walrus. Missing a tooth. Are you embarrassed? Well, here's the finished product. All in all, the only thing we bought for this was 2 boxes of those screws, which were way too long, and the insulation and that drip edge that I used is to kind of trim it out. I bought 2 hinges and that latch, which is barely long enough. It's not the prettiest thing. Mallory already wants to paint it, but it wasn't really meant to be pretty. It was just to get the well protected so we could focus on more important things.